This video is sponsored by CK Bakery.
Why do you join NCC?
As you said, I'm a girl, a woman, and she's known for multitasking. Ragada means it's called punishment, but we have a separate session to increase your endurance. You have to keep your calm because you have to do firing on the next day. So that time, that period was really hard. That includes front rolls and then frog jump, duck walk, a lot of planks and a lot of bends, push-ups. In case if there is a war, what are the tactics you will use? Yeah, there was this one moment which is much more important than when I got AIBC gold. Okay. So at one point when I wanted to give up, I realized that I had no right to give up because it wasn't my dream I could give up on. I could only see that. I couldn't even see the Prime Minister's face. We went to a place and we got ice creams. I was waiting for my car and my senior saw that. So that day we got push-ups in the middle of Kadar Nawaz Khan Road. When cars were going, we were doing push-ups over there. It's enough if you can do it before exams, if your main motive is not to get a university rank. And in spite of this, I was the college topper. I got a general proficiency in first year.
CK Bakery presents Ethirneechal with உங்கள் நவநீத். இன்னைக்கு நம்மளோட எதிர்நீச்சல யார் இருக்காங்க அப்படின்னு பார்த்தீங்கன்னா ஒரு ஸ்பெஷல் எபிசோட் தான் இன்னைக்கு நம்ம கேரி அவுட் பண்ண போகிறோம். எஸ், உமன்ஸ் டே ஸ்பெஷலுக்காக நம்ம கூட ரக்ஷனா இருக்காங்க. ஷீ இஸ் பீன் அவார்டட் as the All India Best Cadet in NCC ஆர்மி விங். அந்த ஜேர்னி எப்படி இருந்தது அண்ட் அந்த மூமெண்ட் எப்படி இருந்தது அண்ட் அதுக்கப்புறம் இல்லாமல் நிறைய சுவாரஸ்யமான விஷயங்கள் பேச போகிறோம். அவங்ககிட்ட கேட்டு இப்போ தெரிஞ்சுக்கலாம். வணக்கம், எப்படி இருக்கீங்க?
I'm good.
Yeah, okay. So, you were been awarded the All India Best Cadet in 2019. First of all, congratulations for that. My first question is, how did all started? Like, I read in newspaper that you started it for losing your weight.
Yeah.
So, how was the journey? Like, on the transition period, padi solunga.
Like, in 12th, I was overweight. Okay. Like, extremely overweight, obese. Okay. So when I came to college, I wanted to lose weight. So that's when I thought NCC was a very interesting way to do it, since you work along with others. So it's not something you do individually and alone. Yeah. So I thought you'll have much more motivation to do. So that's how I joined. And I also went only first for the CATC camp, which is a basic camp every NCC cadet attends. And in NCC you have three types. One is drill, one is culturals, and the other is best cadet. I'm talking about RDC camps alone. Okay. And best cadet, you're supposed to know about drill, culturals, and have a lot of oratorical skills, which include firing as well. So then as camps started coming, I got selected in each camp. Okay. And then we had intergroup competition, which is in October. Okay. And that is where we compete with people of different cities in the same state. Okay. So that's when I knew, okay, maybe we're capable of it. Okay. And it just kept going. There was no pre-plan that I should become this. Okay. But it just happened. And my seniors, they are the ones who train us, and they had a lot of hope. They thought I'll definitely be an AIBC gold even before I even thought about it. And even before I knew what it was. Okay. So they supported me a lot, and they were the ones who trained me to become this today. Okay.
Like, apart from all these things, there would be something like personal motivation, right? Like, I should do this. If I plan for this, I should go for this. Abindra or motivation da, I think this had made you to come all this way. But inge இன்னொரு ஒரு இது இருக்கும் என்னன்னா, there is a myth like girls are not like, you know, ஏன் NCC போற அப்படின்ற மாதிரி ஒரு கேள்வி இருக்கும். People will be like, girls dude, they are அப்படின்ற மாதிரி ஒரு தப்பான ஒரு பார்வை இருக்கும். அந்த பார்வையெல்லாம் have you overcome it? Like, have you ever like, you know, came across people saying that, why do you join NCC?
As you said, it's a myth. Yeah. Now, after I joined NCC, everyone from my class, when I feel, oh God, why have we joined NCC? Everyone tell me, no, you're doing something useful in life, not sitting like us in class. So there's much more support from people outside than like how you said that people are demotivating. We have much more motivating people right now. Okay.
If you are in NCC, you have to compromise yourself. Like, you should, you know, undergo physical training. You should be mentally fit for that. Like, how do you manage that?
I think it's fine. Like, okay, before being a cadet, I'm a girl, a woman, and she's known for multitasking. Yeah. So I think this is not a big problem because academics, yeah, you can manage both. Like, I am there on ground from morning 7 till 5. Okay. And this started during last March, April, around that time, and it's still the end of this year. So after 5, I'm back home. And what else work do I have other than concentrating on my academics and spending time with family? Okay.
So, like, how easy are you concentrating on your academics? Because you'll be extremely, you know, drained out coming out of the parade, and you just go home, you see the bed, you sleep. அப்படின்ற நிலைமை இருக்குமா? Or you'll be like, okay, I'll manage myself to concentrate something on the academics part. Like,
it's
how do you
not
manage?
like I study every day.
Okay.
Because I do have academics in NCC as well. It covers GK and a lot of military subjects. So that I have to study, because if I don't study that, I can't go to my next camp.
Yeah.
So along with this college academics, I think it's enough if you can do it before exams, if your main motive is not to get a university rank. And in spite of this, I was the college topper. I got a general proficiency in first year.
Nice, dude. You have a very, you have a very proficiency background, like whatever it may be, NCC or the academics. Like, how was your day? Like, how is your day in NCC? Like, where do you start and where do you end it?
We start at 7 in the morning, as I told previously. We have physicals. That is
What
a
kind
lot
of
of running,
physicals?
and followed by a Ragada session. Ragada means, it's called punishment, but we have a separate session to increase your endurance. So that includes front rolls, and then frog jump, duck walk, a lot of planks, and a lot of bends, push-ups. So all this come under that. So we do it from 7 o'clock to about 10. 3 hours continuous, and then we get a break. That's for our breakfast. And after that, we'll have drill session. That will go till 1, then we have our break. And then we start BC classes, that is Best Cadet classes, where we're given topics to speak about, like extempore. Then we do group discussion. And along with all this, we have mock interviews. Like, because in every camp, we have interviews taken by colonels, brigadiers. So we have mock interview previously.
So, idella mudichittu, like, what was your first level of camp training? Like, where was your first camp? And the camp experience patti solunga.
First camp was honestly very easy for me, because in college they train us to, the amount of training is for us to compete in Delhi. So first camp was like a piece of cake for everyone who trained in my college at least. And it was here in Chennai, in VLMR Panchetti. So it was easy, and it was easy. Yeah, it was easy.
It was not compared to, it was not that, rigorous, or was it like very easy for you, Andamadri?
First camp, yes. But as camps get going, it becomes very rigorous, because you won't have enough sleep, food, and it's like periods of 10 days that you have to cross, and you have to adjust. In the minimum time you get, it will be an option whether do you want to sleep or do you want to study. So you have to take a call that time.
What kind of study pattern you carry out in NCC? Like, you told some military subjects, general knowledge. Like, what is the general pattern in NCC? Like, what kind of subjects you study?
For a best cadet, we have two things. One for studying, one is GK and other is called GSK. So GSK comprises military subjects. Now for me it's army subjects, but for naval cadets and air cadets, they have Air Force subjects and their Navy subjects. So my subjects in for the army mainly include fieldcraft, battlecraft, health and hygiene, and a lot more like this. It's basically, in case if there is a war, what are the tactics you will use? You should know a basic background of it at least. It's for that.
Before AABC, obviously that will be a very big milestone for you. Before that, what was your very big milestone achievement? Like, in the moment, I'm complete.
Yeah, there was this one moment which is much more important than when I got AIBC Gold. That is, there is something called, you're the main BC of Tamil Nadu, Puducherry and Andaman Nicobar Directorate. So that's the directorate I represented. Only one cadet can represent that directorate, and competition to be that person was very hard, because that took sleepless nights, where you don't know what is going to happen the next day, but still you have to keep your calm because you have to do firing on the next day. So that time, that period was really hard, because it took a lot to get that day. And that day when they said you're the one, so that's when, that was the moment, because my competitor, she was also very good. And I would definitely say if it was either me or her, we would have got AIBC Gold. It's not just that if it was me.
Again, some more internal qualities of an NCC cadet is endurance, because you have to be at the point, because if you're not physically or mentally present, you can't, you can't even be on the fields wherever you're doing the parade. So what was your first, how tough was it to prove your endurance? Like, so at times you might face some, mental issues or physical issues. How tough was that to cross that level?
Yeah, we are also a normal human being, so we will also break at times, but you'll get support. Support from officers is something which is very important, because they will keep your back no matter what, and support from your parents, because it's not easy for a person to be out of house like for 180 days and 360 days. It's not a joke. So that time you will break down at a point, but the support you get from your co-cadets, officers, your parents, you will know that you have to go ahead. You will know that you don't have any way outside from here. And for me, it was, before I started aiming for AIBC Gold, it was my senior. Her name is, she's Cadet under Officer Ashrita Jain. She wanted to become AIBC Gold and she was very deserving. But due to certain reasons, she got rejected in her last camp.
Okay.
So at one point, I thought I should do it for her. So it was her dream.
Okay.
So at one point when I wanted to give up, I realized that I had no right to give up because it wasn't my dream I could give up on.
Okay.
It was someone else's dream I was working for.
Okay.
So I just
So
couldn't
it
give up
just
at that
happened.
point.
Okay. இதுக்கப்புறம் எல்லாத்தையும் தாண்டி like what was how happy were you when you were marching on the RDC day, like the RDC camp? How was that?
Moment was magical. I can call it cinematic also because
Can you just brief it, like what happened on
yeah,
the
it's
day?
like first all of us, all the best cadets will march and will go stand at a distance of about 10 steps away from the Prime Minister.
Okay.
So then each one of us will come individually and collect our medal.
Okay.
So when you go there and stand and they call out your names and that minute, it's like about 2 minutes
Okay.
and you'll realize your 1 year of hard work and 1 year of dream has come true. So that moment is magical. For me, everything went black. I couldn't see anything. All I could see was my baton. Baton is what we
Yeah.
get from the Prime Minister. I could only see that. I couldn't even see the Prime Minister's face. I could just see the baton. And I knew, okay, next my name is going to be called and I've got to go. And the minute they announce your name along with your directorate, there can be no other moment happier than that. And you'll feel that it is worth all you've done this entire time.
Okay, how good was that after receiving that, you know, the moment you receive the baton and you come out and then you turn, you see the entire, you know, the nation is clapping, cheering and being happy for whatever you done. Like how was that moment, reliving that moment?
Was much more precious because after we got the baton we came back, we were congratulated by the Chief of Air Staff, Chief of Navy Staff, Chief of Air Staff,
Nice.
I mean the Chief of Army and a lot more other colonels, brigadiers, all the officers, they come in a line and they come and congratulate you. And that moment you'll feel like this VIP standing over there. You'll feel much more, you feel like you're the Prime Minister.
You're the Prime Minister.
Yeah.
After the camp, after the AABC, you came back to hometown. Hometown, I mean, Chennai எப்படி response இருந்தது உங்களுக்கு?
Chennai, we had a huge felicitation.
Okay.
It was by the minister, Mr. Sengotian.
Okay.
So he gave us a check of 10,000.
Okay.
And then we did our cultural programs.
Okay.
And then after coming here, it is our people.
Okay.
So they started encouraging more. From newspapers, they started calling and asking.
Okay.
So it was really nice at that point.
Okay. So coming back to the lighter part of NCC, நீங்க யார்ட்டையாவது இந்த மாதிரி சேட்டெல்லாம் பண்ணி you've got some punishments?
Yeah, many times.
வேற level punishments?
Yeah.
How, like what would be the punishments?
Punishments are always official.
Okay.
Once I remember this, I wouldn't call a punishment, but this was a very comical thing which happened.
Okay.
We're not supposed to eat ice creams
Okay.
when we're in NCC.
Okay.
So we promised our senior that we'll not have ice creams.
Okay.
And then one day, me and my another batchmate, we went to a place and we got ice creams. I was waiting for my car and my senior saw that. So that day we got push-ups in the middle of Kadar Navaskan Road. When cars were going, we were doing push-ups over there. So that is one moment I can never forget, like after doing something.
Okay.
But after that day, I didn't eat ice cream till I came back now.
Okay.
So it was almost a year.
Okay. Okay, how was the response in your college? Because you've represented your college and you've represented your college's, you know, NCC troop. So how was that response?
Everyone were very happy. My seniors who trained me were extremely happy, and that was seen when all my seniors put up a status for me on that day. And then my batchmates,
Okay.
like my batchmates also tried for RDC, but due to some unfortunate reasons they couldn't go through. So even when I wanted to back out, they were the ones who said, this is our dream, you cannot come back. So obviously their support was huge, and the support was so much that my batchmates came to Delhi to
Oh,
see it on
okay.
that day. And then my principal, she supported a lot. They kept a banner for me in college.
Oh, okay.
And then I was called to the principal's room and she congratulated me. I've never met the principal before, so this was the first time I went and met
Officially
her.
you-
Officially
yeah.
being invited.
ஸோ இப்போது உங்ககிட்ட ஒரு கேள்வி இருக்குது. என்னென்னா இப்போது நம்ம இந்தியா பாகிஸ்தானுக்குள்ளே நிறைய ப்ராப்ளம்ஸ் இருக்குது. இன் ஸ்பைட் ஆஃப் லாட் ஆஃப் டிஸ்பியூட்ஸ் we had our Abhinandan coming back from Pakistan. What would you like to say to the forces? Because since you being a forces product, what will be one word you would like to say to the forces, the people who are in the
I would
forces?
just say they're doing a great job and they know much more than what we're doing. And we have no right to sit here and comment on whether what they've done is right or wrong and what they should do after this, because they know what they're doing.
They are doing.
And we shouldn't even interfere in it, because we can keep speaking anything from here, but they are on ground. They know what is happening. So I'm sure they're doing their best, because they wouldn't do anything which will affect the nation as a whole.
Jawans who died at the Pulwama attack, the 41 Jawans who died, what do you like to say for them?
They've undergone a very I would call it a good death and a prestigious death. I just hope all their families are well soon, that they accept it as soon as possible.
Okay.
And they have the blessings of every single Indian over here.
Yeah. Okay. What would you like to become in future? Like after completing your graduation, what's your goal?
I want to be an IAS officer.
IAS officer.
Yeah.
Okay. Why specifically IAS officer?
Because I have plans in mind. I want to create a change. Like many of them asked me to join the military as well. But it's been my dream to be an IAS officer from the time I'm small.
Okay.
And certain plans I have in mind is one thing is that I want to try to increase the salary of the people working in the military. That is, especially people working in the Siachen Glacier. In that cold, it's not possible to even touch the weapon. And they get very less salary, only about 30,000. And they deserve much more than that.
What would you like to say to the girls and women who are, in the society, in the country, to empower themselves? Like, what would you say as a word, like, to them? What would be a word?
Women are already enough empowered. It is just the myth that we need women empowerment, because I would say we are empowered right now. And every woman has that. They might not be a NCC cadet, they might not be in the forces, but I'm sure they're all strong enough to stand up for themselves today and to stand up for the women besides them as well.
There are always like எல்லா வீட்லயும் ஒரு ஸ்பெஷல் woman நம்ம வீட்ல இருந்துட்டே தான் இருக்காங்க. To all that special women, அவங்களோட சார்பா we have a surprise for you. From Behind Woods team, we have a very pleasant surprise for you. So, CK Bakery presents Choco Caramel Cake. ரொம்பவே ஸ்பெஷலான எங்களோட ஒரு சர்ப்ரைஸ் ரக்ஷனாக்காக. அண்ட் இந்த கேக் CK பேக்கரியில் இருக்கக்கூடிய எல்லா பிரான்ச்சஸ்லையும் கிடைக்கும் மார்ச் 8க்கு முன்னாடி, மார்ச் 8 வரைக்கும். மார்ச் 8க்கு அப்புறம் கிடைக்காது. பிகாஸ் இந்த கேக் specially dedicated for all the women and all the ladies and all the girls in the country, just giving a tribute for them அப்படின்ற மாதிரி. And I would like to give Rakshana please cut the cake.
This is on behalf of all the women.
For all the women and on behalf of all the women.
Yeah, so let the men have it first.
Yes. Oh, thank you. This is for you. Congratulations. World level la neenga nama country represent pannonu Behind Woods sarba engaloda chinna wishes. All the very best for you. And indha mari nariya motivate pannite irunga. Be special and always keep motivating us. Thank you so much for being part of the show.
This video is sponsored by CK Bakery.